Two million Muslim pilgrims observe Arafat Day in Saudi Arabia as President Jonathan felicitates with Muslims at Eid al-Kabir.
So that collaboratively we ensure
security and safety on the highways assured as agencies promise adequate arrangements for Salah celebrations. And port infrastructure in the country strengthened with the commissioning of One Port Phase 4. Welcome to NTN Network News. My name is Muhammad Kudu Abubakar. Today is Arafat Day. About 2 million Muslim pilgrims from across the globe were on the plains of Arafat in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to commemorate the day. Correspondent Aliu Kabir, who is in Saudi Arabia, reports that about 76,000 Nigerians who are also at the Arafat Plains reaffirmed their commitment to use the occasion to pray for peace, unity, and indivisibility of the country. The need for global peace and for the Muslims to live according to the tenets of Islam was the focus of this year's Arafat Day sermon by Chief Imam of Saudi Arabia, Imam Abdulaziz bin Abdullah. Musa Baba Aliyu monitored the Arafat Day sermon.
The revelation of verse 3 of Surah Al-Ma'idah chapter 5 of the Holy Quran signifies the importance of Arafat Day to Islam and Muslims. The day, which is the 9th of the 12th month of Islamic calendar, 90 days after Ramadan. On that day, Muslims are expected to be on the plain of Mount of Arafat's important Hajj rituals. Chief Imam of Saudi Arabia, Sheikh Abdulaziz bin Abdullah, urged Muslims to be at global peace and shun violence. The Chief Imam therefore appealed to parents to ensure proper upbringing of their children according to Islamic teachings.
Your pilgrimage is incomplete without the attendance of the congregation on Arafat.
For those not opportune to be on Hajj, they are encouraged to observe fasting and performing acts of charity.
Not an obligatory, but it is highly recommended to fast on the day of Arafat. And secondly, remembrance of Allah is not only it's 24/7 and 12 months in a year. We should remember Allah all the time.
This year's Arafat Day is special to Muslims as it falls on Friday.
And for Arafat to coincide with this great day, Friday, is something really, really, really blissful. And I hope that Muslims will take advantage of these double advantages.
On the 10th of Zulhijjah, after Arafat, is the day of Eid al-Kabir. In Abuja, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
As Muslims prepare to observe the Eid prayers tomorrow, President Goodluck Jonathan has sent felicitations to Muslim Ummah as they celebrate the Eid. In a statement, the president also congratulated Muslims who are currently performing the 2014 Hajj exercise. President Jonathan urges Nigerians to join in offering special prayers for greater security, peace, unity, and progress of Nigeria, as well as the successful conduct of the 2015 elections. The president, however, commended individuals, stakeholders, non-governmental organizations, unions, and political leaders across the country who have, in recognition and appreciation of his transformation programs, asked him to seek a second term in office. Ahead of the Eid al-Kabir celebrations, prices of rams, predominantly used for sacrifice during the Eid al-Kabir, have risen sharply. Dennis Adegunloye, who visited the Apo Ram market in the Federal Capital Territory, has this report.
Compared to last year, ram prices have increased.
We have ram where they are selling 150, low down, 30.
Smallest ram here is 70,000, 80, 85. So it's too costly. When you have the money, is a filler and is good sunnah, powerful sunnah from the Prophet Muhammad, you have to do it. But it's not forced.
Sellers are left with a choice of returning unsold rams to places like Kanu where they were brought, or yielding to the demands of the customers and selling at vastly reduced prices.
The ram when we are selling 70,000, 80,000, now 8 people come, they just the price at 40, 35. So we're not happy with this, what happened this year.
However, despite the difficulties, spirits among the faithful were high in view of the occasion.
Despite the increases in prices as against last year, ram prices are clearly of no real importance in the minds of the Muslim faithful who have the means, given the symbolic nature and importance of the faith shown by Prophet Ibrahim to Allah. And here is wishing all Muslim Ummah a happy Salah celebration. In Abuja, Dennis Adigmloye, NTA News.
Thank you, Dennis. As Muslims across the country travel to various destinations to celebrate the Eid al-Kabir, the Federal Road Safety Corps has deployed 18,000 special and regular marshals to critical corridors of the Nigerian highways in an effort to reduce road accidents during the Salah celebrations. Correspondent Aliyu Tukur has the report.
Safety Corps, 800 patrol vehicles, 60 motorbikes and 52 ambulances, among others, are also on the country's highways, aimed at addressing the spate of avoidable accidents associated with festive periods.
We are going to utilize what we call the radar gun at this period to be able to detect, excessive speeding from motorists.
A visit to the motor parks shows that there is a slight decrease in the number of passengers due to marginal increase in transport fare.
There are people wanting to travel and drivers are not willing to take people because they want to increase the prices.
The normal price is 1.5. Due to coming by empty, we add 500.
And advise our drivers maybe to go safely, don't rushing, don't carry passenger over.
In Abuja, Aliyu Tukur, NTA News.
In a related development, security agencies say adequate arrangements have been put in place for a peaceful and crime-free Eid al-Kabir celebrations. Lydia Sampson monitored preparations by various security outfits to safeguard lives and property during the Salah celebrations. The report.
The FCT Commissioner of Police says an elaborate security arrangement which covers all 8 prayer grounds, other venues of Salah celebration as well as recreation centers have been put in place. He says area commanders, DPOs and other officers have been mandated to be at their duty posts and render hourly security report on security situations in their areas.
Our entry points and exit points out of the Federal Capital Territory, security in those locations is being enhanced. We are also talking with states that are contiguous to the city, CP, Nasarawa State, Kogi State, Niger State, and Kaduna State, so that collaboratively we ensure security in all our neighborhoods.
Proactive measures, he said, have been taken to man criminal hideouts, black spots, and uncompleted or abandoned buildings. On his part, the Commandant General of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps says over 50,000 personnel have been deployed nationwide for the Eid al-Kabir celebration. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Senate President David Mark has reminded Nigerians of the inevitability of maintaining harmonious relationship with one another irrespective of ethnic or religious affiliations. In a goodwill message to Nigerians to mark the Eid al-Kabir celebrations, Senator Mark maintains that there is no problem too difficult for the nation to overcome if Nigerians can unite and maintain the sanctity of brotherhood. He promised that the National Assembly will continue to play its role of providing necessary legislative framework for good governance and effective service delivery. Also, the First Lady, then Patience Jonathan, has asked Nigerians, especially the women, to pray for peaceful coexistence of Nigeria. Then Patience Jonathan reminded Nigerians not to forget the spirit behind celebrations, which encourages tolerance, obedience, respect, and peace. She also called on Nigerians to pray for armed forces who have always been on duty to ensure security of lives and property. The message of peace, love, and unity among Nigerians is the focus of the Friday sermon as Muslims prepare to mark the Eid al-Kabir celebration on Saturday. Correspondent Aliyu Tukur reports.
Ustaz Ahmed Onilewura, in his Jumat sermon meant to engender peace and love among the people, advised worshippers to always be their brother's keeper in terms of guiding one another to the path of righteousness, providing and always the truth.
When they seek your advice on something, whether in marriage or in building a house or establishing business, I beg you Muslims all over the world, in the name of Allah, that if you don't have good advice, Khairul Kalami is to be quiet.
The cleric further reminded the faithful on the need to imbibe the true teachings of the Quran and tradition of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. He said doing this will guarantee a better end to meet Allah and his promise for the righteous.
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, I left two things with you. As much as hold fast to these two things, you will never go astray. And what are they? Kitabullah. We should follow the rules and regulations in the Quran. The second is the Sunnah of Sayyid.
The Imam used the occasion of the period of sacrifice to pray for the nation and the entire Ummah, asking for Allah's mercy. In Abuja, I am Abdullahi Hajia, NT News.
In other news, in line with the public-private sector partnership initiative to develop port infrastructure, Vice President Muhammad Namadi has commissioned phase 4 facilities at One Port Complex, Port Harcourt. The Vice President, who also laid the foundation for One Phase 4B project, says the Jonathan administration is fully committed to ensuring that the nation's ports are not only world-class, but attain global competitiveness. Zainab Banu reports.
Designated as an oil and gas export-free zone completed since December 2013, the project is one of the very few in Nigeria executed 9 months ahead of the stipulated target of the third quarter of 2014. Congratulating the contracting firm, Ministry of Transport and the Nigerian Ports Authority for a job well done, Vice President Muhammad Namadi Sambo urged other partners to emulate same, stressing that government will continue to encourage all genuine investors to key into its efforts to reposition the nation's economy for mutual investment returns.
It is remarkable that the Oniport complex has attained not only the status of an oil and gas free zone, making it the hub for oil and gas related activities in the West African sub-region, but also has become the fastest growing oil and gas free zone in the world.
Transport Minister Idris Umar says the Phase 4 facility project, which gulped over $370 million, included the construction of both 9, 10 and 11 at the Federal Oceanic Terminal, internal roads and drainages, reclamation of swampy areas at the Federal Lighter Terminal, and the construction of a jetty and car apron to connect the two terminals.
Turning to the groundbreaking event, we are embarking on the execution of 8 major components of the project with a mission to enhance effectiveness in port operations as well as address the challenges of security and infrastructural development.
Chairman MPA Board Tony Aneni and the Minister of Trade and Investment Olusegun Aganga said the project has so far generated over 40,000 direct and indirect job opportunities and attracted foreign investment, with over 160 companies operating at the Phase 4 on a port. On a Phase 4B project with a completion target of 2020 is expected to cost over $2.7 billion. Zainab Banu, NTA News.
The leadership of the Nigerian army is unrelenting to purge itself of any act of indiscipline capable of distracting her attention from counter-terrorism campaigns in the northeast geopolitical zone. This is why the service inaugurated an 8-member general court-martial for the trial of some accused officers and soldiers at the Army Headquarters Garrison, Abuja. Correspondent Muhammad Abdul Qadir reports.
While the dust raised over the death sentence passed on 12 soldiers for mutiny is yet to settle, the Nigerian Army is into another court-martial. This time, it has inaugurated an 8-month general court-martial conducted by a judge advocate, Lieutenant Colonel Ukwe Ukwe.
And that I will duly administer justice. According to the Armed Forces Act.
The President of the General Court Martial, Brigadier General Muhammad Saleh Yusuf, and members are to commence the trial of 15 officers and 82 soldiers. The officers and soldiers are charged for mutiny, assault, housebreaking, absence without leave, and service indiscipline. The president promised that the General Court Martial will be guided by the principle of fair hearing and justice.
We are going to listen cautiously, we are going to answer wisely, we consider soberly, and in deciding, we are going to be very, very impartial.
The lead counsel to the accused soldiers, a senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, promised to defend the cause of justice at no cost. The president of the General Court Martial promised to conduct and conclude this case without undue delay to prevent the accused from suffering psychological trauma often associated with protracted litigations, as justice delayed is justice denied. From the Army Headquarters Garrison, Abuja, Muhammad Abdel Kadri, NTA News.
About 116,000 internally displaced persons in Yobe State are to benefit from relief materials worth millions of naira approved by President Goodluck Jonathan. Chairman of the Presidential Committee on Relief Procurement and Distribution and Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Muhammad Sani Sidi, announced this during the flag-off of the relief materials distribution in Damaturu, Yobe State. The NEMA Director General, represented by Alhassan Nuhu, Director of Disaster Risk Reduction, said the materials, which were purchased based on the basic needs of the displaced persons, will be distributed directly to the beneficiaries.
While the non-food items is to help the affected population to repair their houses and get back to their houses.
Our great president, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, graciously provided the sum of 500 million naira for Yobe State for the purpose of procurement of relief materials.
Still on the welfare of internally displaced persons, Jais Bank has signed an agreement with Jibwis to donate relief materials worth more than 72 million naira to victims of insurgency in the country. The signing of the agreement, which took place in Abuja, is being facilitated by the Manara program. Correspondent Vivian Idekpefo has the report.
For refugees indicate that no fewer than 3 million Nigerians have been displaced by insurgency in the northeast part of the country. 60% of this figure are farmers. Worried by this development and its attendant consequences, Jais Bank, in partnership with Jibwis, developed the Manaraf program designed to reach victims of insurgency, irrespective of religious or ethnic affiliations, who are not captured at the internally displaced persons camp.
Displaced people and the fellow citizens who are offering refuge to them are among the worst affected. They are completely below the radar of most humanitarian relief initiatives because they are not within the confines of organized refugee camps. We have not even mentioned the fact that most of them, if not all of them, have missed so many terms in terms of schooling.
Jais Bank says it is leading by example and solicits the support of the private sector to complement government's efforts to reach those in desperate need.
That's why we like to do something for the people and taking the common people together.
Just to help them, to make them that feel somebody cares.
Jais Jibwis Manaraf program has 24 trucks of relief material ready for shipment to Borno State. In Abuja, Vivian Idekpefo, NTA News.
First Lady Dame Patience Jonathan has described the demise of the former managing director of the news agency of Nigeria, Mrs. Remi Oyo, as a great loss to journalism profession and the Nigerian women. The First Lady, in a statement, recalled how the late Mrs. Oyo handled her assignments professionally, especially when she was a special advisor to President Olusegun Obasanjo and during her tenure as the managing director of the news agency of Nigeria, NAN. Dame Patience commiserated with Mrs. Oyo's family, the Nigerian Guild of Editors, the Nigerian Union of Journalists, and the management and staff of the news agency of Nigeria, NAN, over Mrs. Oyo's demise. Up ahead, Independent National Electoral Commission taken to court over new polling units. And on special assignment, correspondent on constitutional development of Nigeria. Details after this break.
The jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood.
Change is never easy. It was not easy for Dr. Martin Luther King when Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew transformed Singapore from third world to first world. It was not easy. They stoned him. It was not easy for Nelson Mandela.
I, Barack Hussein Obama.
It was not easy for Barack Obama. Nothing worthwhile ever is. Dr. Martin Luther King did it. Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew did it. Nelson Mandela did it. Barack Obama did it. Goodluck Jonathan is doing it. He is transforming Nigeria. Mr. President, keep doing it. We who are with you are so many more than those who are against you. A message from protectors of Nigerian posterity.
Africa's first mobile song competition. Airtel presents Trace Music Star. Call, sing, win.
Má lọ rò pé ó mọ̀ pé wọ́n nìkan ló máa lówó. Má lọ rò pé no be gbogbo away go make this money.
Airtel Trace Music Star. Call, sing, win.
Hey, what's going on? This is your boy Akon. Welcome to Airtel Trace Music Star. Coming very soon, so get ready.
Want your bathroom to dazzle? Give your toilet the hypo treatment to brighten and also kill germs, so your bathroom stays disinfected and squeaky clean.
These are the best breed of global leadership. After them stands in crowning glory a visionary and dynamic apostle of the gospel of their virtues. Like Martin Luther King and Nnamdi Azikiwe, he is gifted with the power of oratory.
Education must be free, so that the children of the parents of the poor can go to school.
Like Obafemi Awolowo, he is the grand commander of free education. Like Ahmadu Bello, he is the symbol of unity.
We therefore, as Nigerians, cannot overlook the urgency of now to move this nation forward.
Like Nelson Mandela, he is the true emancipator of the people. Like Mother Teresa and Aminu Kano, he is a lover and true friend of the poor. Like Otumego Ojukwu, he is courage personified. And like Kwame Nkrumah, he is a detribalized Pan-Africanist.
Owele Rocha Sokorocha, save our generation. Even the children say so. To join this call, visit our website on Generation Rochers USA at www.generationrochers.com.
Share the joy of a seamless connection. Visafone, your passport to reach the world.
The general public is hereby invited to the Southeast Zone Multitude Movement event on Saturday, the 4th of October 2014 at Dr. Alex Ekweme Square, Oka, starting 10 a.m. prompt, where President Jonathan Ebele Goodluck supporters will gallantly attend to welcome Her Excellency Dr. Dame F. Patience Jonathan as Chief Guest of Honor and the wives of the Southeast Governors. Chief Host, His Excellency Dr. Willie Maduabuchi Obiano Akpokwe Dike, Governor Anambra State. Host, Prince Engineer Dr. Arthur Eze, OFR, Ozibundu, founder 4J. 4J is a Southeast volunteer initiative positioned to unite and align all Jonathan Goodluck's fans and followers all over the Southeast with the purpose of organizing them to yield positive support for President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, GCFR. The event will feature the empowerment of Southeast widows and the aspirants for 2015 elections, supporters and Southeast stakeholders. Prince Ephraim Ilonze, Anambra State Coordinator, 4J.
Guys, I did try remember the code to buy MTN internet bundle.
That one easy now. Make I help you Google the thing. Nah.
Just dial *123#.
I dey use BB now.
Just dial *123#.
If I want change tariff plan, uncle.
Same thing.
Of course. That's why it comes simple.
For faster access to MTN services, just dial *123#.
MTN, everywhere you go.
Shopee has ensured the reconstruction of the Abuja Lokoja Road and the East-West Road in Port Harcourt.
The standard gauge rail tracks from Abuja to Kaduna and Lagos to Kano indicate that our trains are coming back.
The second Niger Bridge in the southeast and the local Oweto Bridge in the north-central are in progress, thanks to Shopee.
Shopee's mass transit program has made transportation easier for Nigerians.
Shopee has rehabilitated over 1,000 health centers across Nigeria.
Shopee has provided mama kits to pregnant women, and polio is on the verge of eradication.
Shopee has also ensured the provision of social amenities and through its various training programs for young people guarantees a better future.
Shopee, delivering service with integrity.
Thank you for the there. Nigeria as a sovereign nation is said to have endured a checkered constitutional and political history. With 5 constitutions so far experimented by the independent Nigeria, the question being asked is, has the nation achieved a fundamental law of the land or court book that can withstand the pressure of socio-economic and legal forces? In this report, Adamu Sambo examines the role of the legislature in Nigeria's constitutional development.
The drafting of constitutions has been a recurring decimal in the nation's political history. Ever since the first constitution was promulgated in 1922 by Sir Clifford, Nigeria has witnessed incessant clamor for one form of constitution or the other. This is attributable to the failure of the supreme laws to address the critical issues plaguing the nation. The 1999 Constitution, which has been guiding the conduct of public affairs and shaping the political landscape since the rebirth of democracy, is not different.
You can never have a perfect constitution.
As we implement the elements of the Constitution, we see a few kinks that need to be improved.
Although successive Nigerian legislatures had found it difficult to amend the ground norm for 50 years, the 6th National Assembly broke the jinx in 2010 by amending the nation's code book 3 times, in which 37 provisions were tinkered with.
We have voted in what we believe, and we voted for those issues that we think will ensure that democracy continues to mature and that democracy takes a firm root in this country.
Apart from enhancing equity, inclusiveness, and good governance, that remarkable achievement by the lawmakers also accounted for the successful conduct of the 2011 elections, globally acclaimed as the most credible so far.
In spite of the impurities or the imperfections of the present constitution, I think there is enough in it to safeguard and protect the interest of everybody.
At the moment, the lawmakers are in the process of amending the Constitution for the 4th time, in which 34 provisions are being reviewed.
On citizenship and gender equity, my people say yes. If we remove this immunity clause, there will be destruction of governance.
We must be more interested in establishing and strengthening our institutions.
We need to amend ourselves more than we are amending the Constitution.
I hope that politicians should do everything possible to support the amendments, to support the constitutional provisions, electoral acts provisions, in such a manner that Nigerians are on board democratic process.
We believe that at the level of our development, what we have now, after this 4th amendment, will be good enough for us also to ensure that the system is working.
We want to hand over to our children a banner without stain.
With the successful conduct of the National Conference convened by the President, expectations are that its resolutions will be forwarded to the National Assembly for further legislative action and possible legal backing to meet other genuine national aspirations. In Abuja, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Acting Governor of Taraba State, Alhaji Garba Umar, has appealed to people of the state to support President Jonathan's administration in its quest to develop the country. The acting governor, in a special broadcast to the people, also solicited people's support for the federal government in the task of restoring peace to troubled spots in the country.
This administration will remain steadfast in the provision of the much-needed dividends of democracy. Let us play our part and trust God to help us fulfill our great destiny.
The Taraba State Acting Governor assured the people of his administration's commitment to complete all ongoing projects in the state. Rivers State Governor Chibuke Rotimi Amechi says the All Progressives Congress APC is well positioned to win elected positions from the national, states and local government levels in the 2015 general elections. He stated this at the inauguration of the APC Secretariat in Ogba Egbema, Ndoni local government area of the state. Onenge Fineface has the report.
Governor Chibuke Amechi, represented by his deputy Tele Ikuru, told the APC supporters that with the partnership of political bigwigs like members of the State and National Assembly in the party, as well as the visionary leadership that characterized the party, victory 2015 is sure.
Do you want to continue to win? If you want to win, which party will you belong to?
The cream de la cream of the Onega people are in APC.
Winning the election is beyond secretaries. It's about the people, and the people who can make it possible are today in APC.
In their thousands, APC loyalists defied the heavy rains to declare solidarity and support for the party, which they described as the change needed to improve the living standards and economic fortunes of Nigerians. The gathering of party faithful were later conducted round the APC Secretariat. From Omoku River State, Onengiye Fineface, NTA News.
The Unity Party of Nigeria has filed a suit at the Federal High Court, Abuja, seeking an interim order to restrain the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, from creating any additional polling units in the country, pending the final determination of the case. In an affidavit deposed to by its national chairman, Dr. Frederick Fashion, the party stated that the planned creation of additional 30,000 polling units by INEC for the 2015 general elections is arbitrary, premature, and not in accordance with any principle as projected by INEC. The plaintiff also noted that as part of the guidelines of the defendant, no additional polling units ought to be created 1 year before an election. The plaintiff further deposed that it will be in the interest of justice to annul or cancel the additional polling units. No date has been fixed for the hearing of the case. Meanwhile, the Independent National Electoral Commission Chairman, Professor Atahiru Jega, has called on political parties to commit themselves to lawful and peaceful electioneering leading to the 2015 general elections. At a meeting with the political parties in Abuja, the chairman noted that the quarterly meeting of the commission with the leadership of the registered political parties will now hold on a monthly basis. Professor Jega expressed the appreciation of INEC to registered political parties for their understanding and cooperation. Participants at a National Peace Summit are advocating for a democratic structure that has no room for bigots, whether religious or ethnic, for sustainable peace. Talatu Ezerike reports that Nigeria's First Lady, then Patient Jonathan's message to the occasion stressed that peace is non-negotiable.
Instability occasioned by crisis, tribalism, and inequality are some challenges that do not give room for peace to guarantee sustainable development in the country. Trends Nigerians are tackling headlong that necessitated a National Peace Summit that particularly targets the youth.
In this time of our nascent democracy, our watchword should be peace. Without peace, there will be no meaningful development.
I want to urge our young men and women to stand up. Today, we are leading towards 2015, and it's time for everybody to stand up and be counted. Democracy is all about people.
While other speakers raised the need for tolerance and right values, the lead paper centered on equal opportunities for all in democracies, especially in Africa.
The world cannot be at peace if the democratic processes in which peace is managed and discussed within the world is not democratic on itself.
This project is for us to advocate for peace and also in the same vein advocate for mass electoral participation by Nigerian youths.
Choma Rosemary Onyekeba is the convener of the summit, a reigning queen, face of democracy advocates.
One thing is when we start learning how to be justified in whatever we do.
If we bring in justice, peace will reign.
An aspect of the event was the award presentation, for which the First Lady and NTA were among recipients. In Abuja, Talata Izarike, NTA News.
For more reports on NTA Network News, let's join Vera in our Lagos Center. Hello, Vera.
Thank you, Mohammed. Good evening and welcome to Lagos. Having realized the relatively low literacy level in Nigeria and indeed Africa as a result of lack of basic educational infrastructure and manpower, Globacom, one of Nigeria's leading telecommunication companies, have unveiled the Globacom Mobile Tutor. Annie Pius reports that it is to eradicate illiteracy and improve the academic performance of students.
The Globe Mobile Tutor, Globe Management says, is the organization's initiative aimed at putting the power of education within the reach of every child in locations where Globacom is in operation.
This will help to enhance our ability to develop not just, the average Nigerian in terms of social development, but those key things that are important.
Loaded with the West African and British syllabi, the Globe Mobile Tutor is rich in content and includes live video lectures, timed mock examinations, and revision videos.
It's for those that are out of school to get an opportunity. The boy child sitting in the chemist, waiting for a customer, he can pull out his device and begin to get educated. Those who are behind class, who are already in school, who feel embarrassed by asking several questions, they can take this and begin to use it at home, because you have your lecture, you have your mock exam that gives you that feel like you're in the exam hall. You also get scholarships sponsored by Globe.
The application has been duly endorsed by the Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board, JAMB, the National Educational Research Development Council, and the Federal Ministry of Communications Technology.
If you are already a Globe customer, you can send EDUW or EDUM to 4244, and you can get access to the application Globe Mobile Tutor.
Globe Management says it will translate the applications to the 3 major Nigerian languages. In Lagos, Annie Daniels.
The late Brigadier General Benjamin Adekunle, popularly called Black Scorpion, has been laid to rest at the Vault Gardens in Ikoyi, Lagos. Ken Igbelu reports that the late Black Scorpion was accorded full military burial rights.
The burial ceremony of late Brigadier General Benjamin Adekunle, the man who fought the War of Unity, started with a funeral service at the Tafawa Balewa Square, Lagos. Members of the armed forces, both retired and serving, were in attendance to honor one of their own. The Lagos State Governor, captains of industry, and traditional rulers were also there to pay their last respect to a great hero.
He's a loving person. He was caring in his lifetime. A patriot, a very professional person.
He was a good father, he was a very loyal friend, and I think altogether a great man.
A heroic, brave, courageous, and talented.
And we have had his exploits, and that alone has given us a lot of morale, a lot of strength to move on to where we are today.
Thereafter, the remains of the late Benjamin Adekunle was taken to the Vault Gardens in Ikoyi for interment. Born in 1937 in Kaduna State, late Brigadier General Benjamin Adekunle hails from Ogbomoso in Oyo State. He trained at the Royal Military Academy, United Kingdom, and later commissioned into the Nigerian Army Infantry Corps in 1960. He conducted the Bonny landing operation in 1967. He voluntarily retired in 1974 after serving the nation for 15 years. In Lagos, Ken Igbeluge, NTA News.
Let's now join Amechi Pius for Business News.
A very warm welcome to Business News. My name is Amechi Pius. Since it was introduced in 2001, the global system for mobile telecommunications has opened windows of opportunities for many Nigerians. One of such people who have continued to benefit from the sector are dealers on phones and accessories. Business News takes a look at prospects and challenges of the sector. The report. This is the GSM and accessories market in Victoria Island, Lagos. There are more than 1,000 young men and women who engage in several economic activities to earn a living in this market. Apart from the sale of mobile phones and accessories, they are in the business of phone repairs, maintenance, software upgrade and installation. Our investigations revealed that more than 50% of the traders are graduates.
Because here has actually helped even graduates and non-graduates. There are a lot of people that is graduates here. Because of white-collar job, there's no white-collar job. They could be able to come in to join us.
The contributions of the dealers to economic development are no doubt immense. However, they have had to contend with inadequate power supply and high rent, which they say have continued to affect their businesses.
Like the place we are now, we're paying for it. If the government can say, this place, I can get it for them, let me pay for it, buy it for us. That's another way we can help empower the youth.
Telecom experts believe that if operators in the industry are adequately supported by government, the market can be expanded to accommodate more Nigerians, thereby reducing the level of youth unemployment in the country. And to stock market report, here are details of movement of stocks at the close of business on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange today. Details of trading at the nation's capital market revealed that market capitalization closed at 13.5 trillion naira, but the all-share index finished at 41,103.94 points. Investors bought more than 560 million shares at 5.7 billion naira and 4,322 deals. Cadbury was top on the gainers table. It added 1 naira 19 kobo to its share price, while Guinness led in the losers category with a naira 10 kobo loss. And that's business news. Thanks for watching. The news continues shortly.
When you want to cook a feast, Mama Gold premium rice is hard to beat. Green so long and easy to cook. Now the food smells very good. Oh, Mama Gold, now you can be the best mom in the world.
Because my family deserves only the best. Mama Gold, real premium Thai parboiled rice. Available in 25 kg and 50 kg packs only.
It's irresistible.
I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be healthy, well-fed, and patriotic. To use Rijiko in all my cooking. And to patronize made in Nigeria products for better health and economy. My husband and son running home to eat everything.
Yes, Rijiko tomato paste adds flavor and life to your meals. Fresh from the farm, specially packaged for your healthy feeding. Rijiko tomato paste, food for love. Produced in Nigeria by Erisco Foods Limited, a subsidiary of Erisco Bumpet Group.
For the sweetest scent, for the highest flight, for the fastest drive. Form follows function. The world's first curved OLED TV. Picture perfect. It's all possible. LG OLED TV.
Auntie!
Hello, my dear. I see you went shopping with your mom, right? And what did you buy?
Power oil. It has 0 cholesterol and 0 trans fats. And contains vitamin A and natural vitamin E. It's a healthy oil for a healthy family.
I'll buy Power Oil next time I go shopping, huh?
Power Oil. Healthy for you.
Introducing the great tasting new Mini-Me Chin Chin. Rich in yummy ingredients like milk, butter, and wheat.
Mini-Me, crunchy. Mini-Me, tasty.
Playful, cheerful, joyful, very big. Break the boredom with the unique taste of Mini-Me Chin Chin.
Mini-Me, yeah.
Love is the greatest of all virtues. The Holy Bible and the Holy Quran tell us so. Love is not boastful. Love is humble, cool under pressure. Love is hope for the next generation. Love is the North, East, West, and South living in unity. Love is progress despite adversity. It makes the impossible possible. Love is a secure nation with prosperity for all. Love is transformation. We need more love. Good luck, Abele Jonathan. Driven by love for God and country. Mr. President, we appreciate you. We who are with you are so many more than those who are against you. A message from protectors of Nigerian posterity.
The Minister of Petroleum Resources, in collaboration with the Norwegian government, is finalizing plans for the commissioning of the first fully Nigerian-owned vessels to be built through a Norwegian export credit for shipbuilding in Africa. The marine platform's own dual-purpose vessel will be commissioned in Norway by the Petroleum Minister, Mrs. Desiani Alison Madioke, and the Norwegian Minister of Finance. This is the first Norwegian-flagged vessel of its kind to be fully owned by Nigerians and registered in Nigeria. This is a major foreign direct investment to Nigeria as a consequence of the Local Content Act signed by President Goodluck Jonathan and driven by the Minister of Petroleum Resources. The Public Service Institute of Nigeria is collaborating with the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation to provide capacity enhancement for core civil servants from grade levels 05 to 15. The administrator of the institute, Dr. Shehu Abubakar Mesau, stated this when the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Aladiki Fasi, visited the institute on tour of duty. Dr. Mesau says the institute provides mandatory programs for more than 20 permanent secretaries, as well as training and promotion examinations for the EFCC and TET Fund. The head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Aladiki Fasi, after inspecting facilities at the institute, advised the administrator to make facilities at the institute revenue generating, especially the proposed 250 rooms hotel when completed.
It takes for us to move bills through the system. It means that we have to work extra hard if at all we're able to get it passed this year or early next year. Following which we'll have to start the move when the new assembly is sworn in.
The head of the Civil Service of the Federation also stressed that the Administrative Staff College of Nigeria will handle leadership training programs critical to national development. The Nigerian Union of Journalists has commended the transformation agenda of President Jonathan, which is touching many lives, including the support for the NUJ housing estate in Abuja. The national president of the NUJ, Mohammed Garba, on inspection of the housing project, says the first phase will be completed by December 2014. Correspondent Emmanuel Ayimiro has the report.
The NUJ housing project, which started about a year ago, is to provide relief to journalists who are confronted with housing challenges.
Our intention is to achieve 290 houses. So it depends on your capacity, it depends on your interest, and it depends on your commitment.
The project, which is mortgage financing, is expected to occupy about 29 hectares of land when fully completed. It is planned to provide accommodation for different categories of persons depending on subscription pattern.
Still, those who don't have the capacity for the 3-bedroom can subscribe to the 2-bedroom or even the 1-bedroom.
Our target is 290 houses, but this first 50 is not even 50 because it's almost 70 already. But 50 is what I will hand over the key to NUJ by first week of December.
I'm shocked at what I've seen here, at the quality of the buildings and all that. So I think they should try and sensitize more people so that they can come into the scheme.
The NUJ president, Mohammed Garba, wants members to fully subscribe to the project to enable more units to be constructed, as opportunity for subscription is still open. The housing project is located at Kuyami district near Aviation Village. In Abuja, Emmanuel Ayemiro, NTA News.
Still to come, global tidbits and sound sport news. Don't go away.
Summit 2014.
The First Lady, Federal Republic of Nigeria, in collaboration with the National Center for Women Development and Friends Africa, invite you to a 2-day summit on women and the girl child in commemoration of the 2014 International Day of the Girl Child. Convener, Her Excellency Dr. Dame Patience Jonathan, President, African First Ladies Peace Mission. Theme, reinforcing the agenda for girl child education. Date, 13th and 14th October 2014. Time, 10 a.m. daily. Venue, National Center for Women Development, Abuja. Women and Girls Summit 2014. Reinforcing the agenda for girl child education.
Together we can make it right.
Announcer, Lady Onyeka Nwenu, MFR.
Do you know that you can own your own house in Abuja today?
The federal government of Nigeria, through the Ministry of the Federal Capital Territory, in collaboration with the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress, invites all Nigerian workers to key into President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's nationwide housing scheme. It is set to benefit both government and private company workers contributing to pension fund
or the NHF.
All you need is a 10% deposit with which you'll be given an allocation letter and the rest balance paid over a 20-year period. Available housing types includes 2 and 3 bedroom blocks of flats, a 3-bedroom terrace duplex, 4-bedroom duplex, 4-bedroom semi-detached duplex, 4-bedroom terrace duplex, and 5-bedroom duplex located at Apo after ShopRite, opposite Malaysian Garden, Abuja. Application forms can be obtained at Zenith Bank and First Bank Nigeria PLC. Mortgage bankers include
Resort Savings and Loans PLC
and SunTrust Savings and Loans Limited. This project is executed by Good Homes Development Company Limited. For further inquiries, you can call our numbers on 0037924710 or 090-922-44195.
All over Nigeria, Ariel claims to give us the best stain removal in one wash. So we'll collect tough stains, red sand, fruit juice, chocolate ice cream, which gives the best stain removal in one wash. We'll wash one half with Ariel and the other with the other premium detergent. Did the other premium detergent remove these stains? And Ariel? Yes! Ariel, best stain removal in Nigeria in one wash.
The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, is working in line with the transformation agenda of the President, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, to ensure access to safe, good quality essential medicines with the World Health Organization pre-qualification of made in Nigeria pharmaceutical products, stiffer penalties for fake drug offenders with a review of NAFDAC laws, national, regional, and international collaborations, introduction of cutting-edge technologies, including the mobile authentication service.
I'm particularly impressed with the introduction of mobile authentication service, which makes it very easy for the ordinary people themselves to be able to identify drugs that are fake.
And I urge all Nigerians, irrespective of wherever they are, to key into it.
Let us support NAFDAC to win the war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
Bragging is not President Goodluck Jonathan's style, so you'd hardly hear him brag about all the great things he is doing for Nigeria. He wouldn't tell you he's the first president to privatize power, to give us a constant supply of electricity and economic prosperity. Soon your electricity will be like your mobile phones, 24 hours, 7 days a week. He won't brag about security, new roads, new rail, or new airports, eliminating corruption in agriculture and saving $25 billion per year, mass housing projects, or that our economy is growing at the fastest rate in the world. He wouldn't brag about any of it because he knows there's a lot more to be done. Mr. President, right on. We that are with you are so many more than those who are against you. A message from protectors of Nigerian posterity.
On the international scene, as Muslims perform the 2014 Hajj, Saudi authorities are on Ebola watch. On Lesotho Prime Minister to contest his country's 2015 general elections. This and more on Global Tidbits with correspondent Ronke Kolawole.
To guide against the threat of Ebola virus disease, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is screening pilgrims from West Africa, while mobile laboratories have been deployed for proactive testing of any suspected case of the disease and that of Middle East respiratory syndrome. Report from Liberia says the president, Eli Johnson Sirleaf, may slam a court charge against the Liberian Thomas Duncan for refusing to disclose that he had contact with person infected with Ebola before traveling to Texas in September 19. Duncan had earlier helped to transport his Ebola-infected pregnant sister-in-law to a hospital in Monrovia, Liberia's capital. Meanwhile, an American cameraman covering the Ebola outbreak in Liberia for NBC News has tested positive to the virus. In Lesotho, Prime Minister Thomas Thabane says he will contest next year's early poll postponed due to alleged coup attempt, stressing that he no longer had any issue with the army despite earlier accuse of trying to oust him. For Global Tidbits, Ronke Kolawole, NTA News.
And in sports, high spirit in camp as Super Falcons prepare for the 2014 African Women Championship. And the world #1 in women tennis, Serena Williams, pulls out of a second consecutive tournament due to injury. Kenema Abudike has more on sports updates.
Preparatory to the forthcoming 2014 African Women Championships billed for Namibia, October 11 to 25, the Abuja camp of Nigeria Super Falcons has been boosted by the arrival of foreign-based players, some of whom have been talking tough. Coach Edwin Akon is working on all details to ensure that the team secures a record 8th title in the championship's history.
Every country that is not tournament is good. If you're not good, you won't be there. So whoever Nigeria faces is a good country. We just have to work hard and see how we come out of it.
Nigeria's grip at the summit of African Scrabble may be threatened if the recent performance of the Scrabble players from other African countries at the 8th Godswill Akpabio International Classic in Oyo, Akwa Ibom State is anything to go by. Kenya's Alan Oyende broke into the top 10 of the competition, coming in as number 6, which used to be an exclusive preserve for Nigerians.
This is a wake-up call for our master players to know that as much as they think they know it, others know it also and are working towards, in improving themselves. So they need to work harder.
The Scrabblers now head to South Africa on the 22nd of this month for the African Nations Championship. And there are growing concerns over world #1 Serena Williams' fitness for the WTA Tour Finals, which start on October 17 as she withdrew from the ongoing China Open ahead of her quarterfinal on Friday because of a left knee injury. It is the second tournament in a row the 33-year-old has pulled out of after she fell ill in her first set at the Wuhan Open in China last week. With Sports Update, Kenema Abudike, NTA News.
To round off the news, it is your right to challenge anybody suspected to be involved in unwholesome activities around you. Be security conscious. This message is from the Directorate of State Security Service. To end the news, here's wishing you all a happy and peaceful Eid al-Kabir Salah celebrations on Saturday. Thank you for watching. I'm Muhammad Kuda Bakar. Good night.